Hi, Hoxie staff. I'm going to change things up a little bit this year to try to help with the busyness that we're seeing in our school. Some of you are spending quite a bit of time trying to stay ahead of the remote learners that are going on. I don't want to eliminate staff meetings by any means because it gives us an opportunity to have good discussion, but some of this procedural items, such as today the high school crisis action plan that we didn't get a chance to train on or finish discussing as we left last spring. And for those that are new to our district, it's just a great opportunity to kind of have a discussion. So I'm going to use these videos, hopefully very short videos that you guys can watch at your time. You don't have to schedule a 7:10 arrival time in the morning. I know we're so busy with several of us coaching and having activities after school that it's just not as easy to do that. So anyhow, I want to talk first about our high school crisis action plan. And on top of that, we will be having a fire drill later this week. We are then required to do 2 tornadoes drills that will be scheduled, and I will send out an email for that routine. So later today, I will send out an email for this copy of this action plan along with goal traits that we set a few years ago for our high school and junior high buildings. So please familiarize yourself again for the fire drill, and I will set a specific time so we kind of just have a heads up on that first one. But anyhow, in the spring, we started to talk about developing this crisis plan. 2 years ago, the state mandated that we had 6 different crisis plan drills, and they've eliminated that down to just 3 or 4. So anyhow, we're adjusting a little bit from their action. We have 4 criteria that we're going to follow. And right now, we're actually under the first one with our COVID policy. External threat or lockdown will be announced as that. Sometimes that gets confused with lockdown internally versus externally. So we'll try to be very specific. This is an external threat, such as something that's going on in the community that we just want to keep our building secure until that's been secured, and we have usually a local sheriff department or emergency preparedness contacts us and say that we have the all clear. But if we're in that, we just simply ask that we continue as normal, and the external doors will be exterior doors will be locked and secured. So we're under that kind of as we speak, and we will continue that till our COVID. We will look at the possibility of having dog sweeps. We did not have the opportunity to do that last year. I am in contact, and we might be looking at doing that at some point. So if we have a dog sweep that will be announced that way as a crisis plan, all I ask is that you bring your students back in the classroom, keep them in that classroom. You don't necessarily have to lock anything up. But when we are in that mode, I think there's some key things that you need to be aware of. Watch for suspicious activities, especially with kids looking for their cell phones. I would highly suggest that you do not allow the kids during this time, because I will announce that we are having a dog sweep, and they're going to be aware of what's going on. So look for those activities. Keep them away from digging around in their backpacks or book bags. That looks kind of suspicious to you. And so when we clear rooms, and that could be announced, and in the past we've had everybody go to the auditorium. We leave book bags where they're at, and then that way the dogs can do their surveillance on that, or do their sweep on those type of items. So anyhow, the third item is an intruder, and if we announce that we have an intruder in our building, we ask that all kids move immediately to their current classrooms, and we do lock down the internal doors for all of our rooms until that is secured, and then you'll get an all clear through the intercom system. So this could be an upset parent. This could be someone that came into our building, and which would be a little more difficult under today's conditions with our external threat lockdown in place. But if that happens and they don't come immediately to the office, or they look like they have some threatening events, we could announce that we have an intruder and we need a lockdown. Those that might be in extracurricular activities, you'll need to secure yourself into a room until that all clear is given. The last one is truly the one that's more of a concern. If we go to what is called an active attack or threat, that again will be announced. Mr. Howard is certified for ALICE training. He has not had that opportunity to train us in those areas, so I've supplemented with this document those 5 acronyms for ALICE: alert, lockdown, inform, counter, and evacuate. So you can read through those procedures. I don't think we'll necessarily drill on those, but I think we need to be aware and cognitive of what those guidelines are. And we can visit with them at a later time a little bit. To keep this video down to a minimal, I've included what each one of those represents based off of the ALICE training itself. And I encourage you to take the time to kind of read through those if we get to that level of each one of those. So the big thing about the ALICE method is that it's not all about just hunkering down and barricading yourself in. If there's an opportunity to clear the building, and that was again using the PA system, we will announce the building to be cleared. For all those that do not know or need a reminder, if this building gets cleared, we ask that you move over to the Catholic Church across the street. It would be to the southeast corner of our campus in our parking lot, and move to that area. Their parish center might not be unlocked, but the church, I think it would be, and then you can access going into the church to the parish center, and then we would all meet there and be secured in that area. So anyhow, these are kind of a quick guidance of our high school crisis action plan. And then lastly, I want to finish a little bit. A few years ago, I asked you guys as a staff to come together, and we collaborated and we visited a little bit about what are some traits that we want our students at our building to strive and to try to create and to identify. And we came up with these 5 excellent characteristics. We want our students in our building to develop characteristics of good character. We want them to be respectful. We want them to be responsible. We'd like to see them be positive role models at all times. And then the last one I really like is the idea of just being civic pride or civic minded. And I think in today's environment, as we go through this pivoting moment of COVID, this is a very good opportunity for them to kind of learn what that civic pride of Indian pride, but community pride is all about, as we work together to try to keep our school and our community and our county safe. So this is the first edition of a video to try to shorten some of our time and to respect your guys' personal time. Take a look at those and look over this. I will again send out an email with both of these characteristics and the crisis plan in place, and then also let you know when we will have our first fire drill. Thank you and have a great day.